This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Good morning. Okay, so I hope everyone are doing good, and thank you for joining morning classes. Every day I used to see you in dark, but at least I can see you in the light today. Okay, so yeah, good morning. Okay, let's jump on. What did we discuss in our last class? Pipelines, right? Have you done the practicals with eyes? Yesterday you did, right? Completed. So you pakka, right? Okay. So what are the phases that we have learned? First one is pipeline, agent, stages, stage, steps. Inside that you can put whatever you want. So this is a skeleton of it. And then what we do first, checkout we do, that meaning code cloning from repository. And then what we do, we build and then test, package, right? And then what we do, deploy. So today what we're going to do is we have seen a lot of things on Jenkins already. So let's go to the next level of Jenkins, right? First of all, what we need to do, let's go and set up the Jenkins first. Yes. Yeah. So launch instance. And then what we use here, Jenkins, Amazon Linux 2. So guys here, if you don't want to get that issues, see 7:30, no? Right? Here increase from 8 to 10. So as you have very less space, then you will get some node related build node issues. So increase it to 10. But if you get that build node issues also, increase the threshold, decrease the threshold value as to 500 MB. So that issue will not come. Okay. So let's go and launch. But I'll be launching here 3 machines. Don't worry, why 3? But just launching 3. What purpose? Huh? Acha. So let's take, this is master. This is what? Slave 1. This is slave 2. Okay. So I have launched how many machines are here? 3 machines. So I call it as master and slave. So today we'll go with the master and slave concept. So first of all, why? Why master and slave? What is the purpose of it? So generally till now we are using how many machines? We used only one machine, right? And all the builds are happening only on the same machine. That's a standalone machine. So if you want in real time, if you have only one CI server, that meaning one Jenkins server, all the different teams, jobs will be running, builds will be running on the same machine. So do you think it will be running only 1 to 10, 20 jobs? It will be running 50, 100 more than jobs. So, and just imagine how much powerful that machine should be. If you want to handle these many builds, is it good to have these many builds in running by only one Jenkins server? No. For that reason, what we do? We separate it using concept called master and slave. So, and what we do, master meaning the main server, and then whatever the builds that we'll be doing. Now in the pipeline yesterday, what we did, agent is equal to agent any, we put it, right? So now we'll put agent as slave 1 or agent as slave 2. Right, wherever. So in pipeline also you can configure, or in the script also you can configure wherever you want to go. So, and this build will be running exactly on which machine? On the particular slave machine. So my master server will get overloaded, no, right? It will be free or not. So just to share or just to reduce the load, we use the concept of master and slave. Beyond that, there is nothing. Just only matter of sharing the load. Okay. Online, you understand the concept of master and slave, first of all. And as these are all Linux machines, all these master and slave will be communicated using which protocol? SSH protocol. Which protocol? So what we need to do is, we need to tell, first of all, in order to use slave 1, slave 2, named, I have put it as slave 1, slave 2. Can you put any names also, right? So in the Jenkins pipeline that yesterday we created agent any, instead of that you put slave 1 or any name you put it. But how does the pipeline know slave 1? We need to first configure slave 1 in the Jenkins first. If you configure the slave 1 and slave 2 in Jenkins first, that slaves you will be using in the pipelines. If you don't configure first, if you use slave 1 and slave 2 in Jenkins pipeline, will it work? It will say, who is the slave 1 and slave 2? No problem, Chandan. So we just started. Okay. So that is here master and then slave concept. So because of just sharing the load, we use this master and slave. And how does they communicate with each other? Using what? SSH. Using what? So there might be a chance that if you run all the builds in the master server, there might be a chance the master server will crash. For that reason, what we do, we share the load across the slave servers, and the builds will be running onto these slave servers. Yeah. So what we do now, first, we will log in and set up the Jenkins. First, we'll set up the Jenkins on the master server. Do we need to set up Jenkins on the slave server? No need. No need to install Jenkins on the slave server. Our builds has to run there. Our builds has to run. So we create a pipeline, right? So what are the tools that is included in the pipeline? To run Maven, we need to have Java. So these three softwares need to be installed on the slave machine. That's it. Logic. Many people, what they do, no. Slave machine, they'll configure. First, let me start. Otherwise, we'll talk Saudi next. Okay. Meeting link got changed. The same meeting link online. 7:30. Same link. Okay. So we log into all three machines. So I'll log into this guy also. Acha, okay. Guys, in mobile XTerm, you can predefine all these things. All these usernames and all, you can predefine it, guys. No need to type and write every time. But as I have multiple batches, I need to do different things. Okay. Chandan, nothing. So today what we did was master and slave concept. So this is master server and this is what here? Slave servers. So in this is master. So previously, Chandan, so all the bills will be doing only in the one server or not? So if you are running 100 bills, so obviously there is a chance of getting the machine crashed. So it's not good to stress this machine that much huge. For that reason, what we do, we'll create two more slave servers. And what we do, we'll attach these two slave servers to the master server. This is slave server. This is slave server. Right? Builds will, and we'll install Jenkins here. Builds will be created only here, but builds will run on slave machines. Builds will run on what? Slave machines. Okay. So do you need to install? Do you need to set up Jenkins here? No. So only my builds need to be run. So builds required. What are the tools that it required? It requires Git. It requires Maven, and it requires Java. That's it. And set up this GMJ on the slave machines. And what the people does is, they'll attach the slave servers to the master server, but they will forget to install this, and they will try to run the build. What will happen? You will get build will get failed, and you will get Git command not found, Maven command not found, Java is not there. That errors, these errors, everything you will get it. But if you know the logic, you can avoid the errors. If you don't know the logic, obviously you'll get the errors. And with that errors also you can learn it. Okay? Chandan, understood master slave concept? So what you do is, we have how many machines are there here? 3 machines. You are getting confused, right? Which machine is master and slave? So what we do is, we'll set the name. What's the command? Host name ctl hyphen set host name, and I call it as here master. What's the problem? Right. So what is our landing command? How can we remove forget our landing commands, right? So you should tell me, no? Sudo hyphen yes. Sudo hyphen yes. Okay. Again, host name ctl set hyphen host name. What's that? Master. Sudo hyphen I. Master. Master. So next, go here, and then landing command. Next, I call it as slave one, and sudo hyphen I, and then slave two, and sudo hyphen I. Clear. Yeah. And then clear. Okay, now you can easily understand this is master and those are slave. So where we need to install the Jenkins on the master. So what we need to do? Jenkins.sh. So we need to copy that. So everyone is there now online. Today we might touch. You understood with the smell, huh? Okay. Okay. Nice. But please don't say this in interview, huh? Which is a tool for code scanning purpose, and you say, like Mahesh Babu, huh? Okay. Master slave is very simple. What we do is, we will set it up, and then we'll add the slave machines to the Jenkins. That's it. And we need to mention that slave agent as this Share. You can go to my repository and get it. No. Fork it. Guys, open it and fork it. And then online, everyone open that and fork it. Once you fork it and keep on refreshing, syncing the fork, right? Because I'll be updating all the automation scripts here one by one, right? I have a small topic called linked jobs. What is that? We'll cover that topic and we'll go to the master slave. What's now? Boost. Okay. That is a secret of mine. Okay. So in order to teach for you like DevOps, I need to drink Boost, no? Okay. So what we do, let's open colon. Okay. So meanwhile, what we do is everyone online, please open it and then fork the repository. So let it install and give me a minute, please. Okay. Chandan, sir, are you installing Jenkins on master machine? Answer is yes. Yes. Save and finish. Start Jenkins. Okay, I was talking about linked jobs. Say that. Linked jobs sometimes are important in the real time because what is linked jobs meaning? If one job executed, after that another job should be triggered automatically. Linking multiple jobs. What is that called? Linked jobs. So let's say I create a job called job 1 and job 2. and I want to link job 1 and job 2. Okay. So if job 1 is built and automatically next job 2 should build. Let's say, for example, in real time, we'll be creating multiple builds for multiple environments, right? So like we have a stage environment, test environment, the production environment, pre-prod. So do you think all these things will be only in one build? Definitely we'll be having multiple builds. So for that reason, can I use this linked job concept here to run the build one by one? So first it will run on the test environment, and then it will be production, or it's pre-prod or UAT, and then finally prod. Right. So for that reason, here we'll be using what? Linked jobs. So it's very simple. I'll create how many jobs now? 2 jobs. I call it as job 1 and then job 2. And in job 1, I don't put the entire pipeline script. I'll just put some echo command, and then job 2, some echo command, and I'll configure linked jobs. And I'll run the build of job 1, and automatically job 2 should run. Understood the task? We'll do that. Okay. So tell me how to create a job. Job 1. So I call it as here job 1. You can go for freestyle, whichever you want. Okay. So here I don't want to get so if you want, you can put all these things, but I'm just directly going for what? Execute shell, and tell me something here. Echo. I call it as welcome to job 1. Something. Save it. Oop, not okay. You saved it, no problem. Again, configure it. Okay, no problem. Okay, so we have the job 1, and let's go to job 2. Let's go to job 2. Let's create job 2. Say that job 2, and then freestyle. And here also I call it as echo welcome to job 2. Build steps, execute shell, echo welcome to job 2. Okay, now you tell me which one to run first and which one to run next. Job 1. So we'll go with the job 1 now and link to job 2. Okay, so how to do that? Go to job 1, configure. Now here after the build, so once the build is complete, then only it will need to start the another one. So this one will this concept will work under build steps or post build? For that reason, you need to come down here in the post build actions. Which one? Post build. So post build actions here. Can you tell me here which one is the suitable one? Excellent. What is that? Build other projects. So select that, and then here, if you assume this is not a drop down. Okay, so if you click it, and which one you need to build it? Job 1 or 2? 2. Job 2. Select that. So trigger only if build is stable. Trigger only if build is stable. So trigger even the build is unstable. Trigger even the build is failed. It's up to you. But it is good to trigger when it fails. No. So let's go trigger only if the build is stable. I call it as. And can you run multiple jobs also here? You can run. You can run multiple jobs. You can select multiple jobs also here. So I'm just going in, clicking on save. Now which one I need to run? Job 1. Should I build it now? Let's build it. You see build completed, right? So next go to job 2. Job 2 also built. Did I execute job 2? So automatically executed or not? So this is called upstream and downstream concept. What do you call? Right? Yeah. Yes, you can, Dinesh. Okay. Upstream meaning the next job. Downstream meaning the one which it is executing the job. Okay. All right. So that was a quick concept. Okay. So now let's go to our which concept? master and then slave. So we have set up the master already online. You have set up the master already? Answer is yes. So now what we need to set up? We need to set up slave machines. So how to set up the slave machines here? Slave machines, nothing. So first of all, what we need to do, we need to install some tools inside the slave machines or not? What are the tools that we need to install? So here, yum install, which one? Java, Maven, Git. Git to Java, whichever one. There is no. Okay. So what I do, I just go ahead and then try to install on both the machines. Yes or no? Enter and then. So remember, these dependencies are very, very important. If it is not installed, then your builds will not run. Keep that in mind. So it is installed. Okay, it's completed here and it's also completed here. Okay. Okay. Nice. So now let's go to Jenkins. And then do you see this here? Build executors. If you go here, we have our build node. So build node meaning this is what server is this? Master server. What server is this? Master. So guys, many people are having issues here, right? So here what you need to increase the size. So when you are launching the EC2 instance, by default it is 8 GB, no? Increase it to 10 GB. If you increase it, that will be sufficient thing will come here. And now do you see clearly it shows here. What is this? New node. What is this here? Should we go and add the new node here now? Okay. Please remember how I'm adding it. And you should be, I'll ask you to add the second node. I mean, second slave. I'll show the slave one. Let's go. Click on here, node one. And then what we call it as slave one. It's up to you, whatever that you want to give the name. You don't like slave concept. So give partner one, partner two, worker node, right? You can give, right? So it's up to you. So I'm just going. And then what is the only type that we have here? Permanent agent, right? So and click on here, what? Create. So what is the name here? Slave one. And description, call it as this is my slave. No, huh? This is my worker node one. You can give anything, okay? And then number of executors. We have learned about executors. How many builds that you want to run parallelly? Two, so 2 or 3, your wish. Okay. Next, remote root directory. What is that? Remote root directory, where generally your builds will be executed in the slave machines, right? From master, the build will execute it in the slave. In master, we have the home directory. What is that home directory? Var lib Jenkins workspace. But here you can give that vars. Did we do we have Jenkins in slave machine? Then where it will execute all the builds? Then you need to give the path here. Understood? So will you give var lib Jenkins here? No, because if you give it, there is no Jenkins there, so your build will fail. So for that reason here, just give some temp/temp. Generally, build will be executed in the temporary here /temp. Clear the logic? Okay. Labels. Labels are very important because when you are writing the pipeline script, we have agent, no. In agent, we put the brackets again and we'll put as label is equal to or label as slave one. So these labels are very important. Whatever the labels that you have mentioned, the same label that you need to mention in the pipeline. So here, what is the label that I write? Slave one. It can be worker node. It can be anything. So I call it as here what? Slave one. And next, what is this here? Usage. So use this node as much as possible or only build jobs with label expression matching this node. Which one? First or second? Tell me. Read it. Only build job with label expression. Yes or no? So in the pipelines, if you mention the labels, I told you, no, in the pipelines, if you mention the labels, then automatically based on the label, it will run into this. So it is good to go with the labels or not. Otherwise, master will just pick up whichever it want. So here I'll say here labels. And then what is this? Read it. You're able to see? Okay. Okay. So launch method. Say that. What it says, launch method, launch agent here. So now tell me, launch method should be what? How do they communicate with each other? Using SSH. Which one we need to select? SSH. Very good. And now here you are adding the node, right? Adding the node meaning we need to give the IP address or not? So what is the IP address that I'll give? Public or private? Very good. Very good. Which one? Private. Let's go to which one? Slave one and then take the private. And then put it. You understand why private? Because two EC2 instances will communicate with each other using private IPs. Okay, next. How does the Jenkins server, master server will connect to the slave? You should have authentication or not? Without authentication, will it work? No. So for that reason, what we need to do here, do we have any credentials created? Now what we need to do? Add. Which one here? Jenkins. Okay, so what we have here, we have our PEM file, right? How does we have the PEM files to communicate, right? So which one we'll use here? Which one will use? Exactly. What is that? SSH username with private key. So why I'm asking you is, in general, in any real time or anywhere, you should not be dumb and blind to select. Array, I have so many options. What should I select? So put some little bit logic. You'll understand. As here, we need to connect to the another EC2 instance with what? SSH, and we have the private key. Private key meaning what here? PEM file. Get our AWS topics here. PEM file is a combination of public key and then private key. Which is the private key? PEM is our private key. So which one will use here? SSH username with private key. And then host also given private. Yes, host also given private. Fine. So now, what is the username? What's the username? Correct. Username is EC2 minus user. And then what we have here? Private key. Select the private key and we need to add the private key. So which is our private key here? 730. You're 730, right? Copy it. And then what here? Paste it. See there here what I have selected. See here once. Online, concentrate. So what I did, I click on add. So directly here I came to kind and selected which one? SSH username with private key. And then ID, if you want to give it. Slave one username pass or slave one credentials. Like this you can give, right? And then username I have given EC2 hyphen user. And then I clicked on add and added the private key. And click on here what? Add. So now if you select it, we have EC2 hyphen user. Select that. Understood? And then host key verification strategy. So go with non-verifying it. It will be easier for you. Which one is here? Last one. Which option we need to select here? Otherwise, known host file verification. Generally, whenever you're connecting using SS, it will ask no fingerprint as yes or no. So all these things will verify. So you need to give interactively. So here go with the non-verifying it. Anyways, it will get connected. So keep this agent online as much as possible. And do you want to specify any disk-based monitoring thresholds and all? All right. If at all you want, you can do it. Otherwise, no. Now click on your what? Save. Now we have added slave one. So now everything it says was NA, NA, NA. If I refresh, do you see this? Everything is ready. So my slave one is ready now. So do you all understood how to add slave to the master machine now? Now I don't tell anything. You tell me how to do slave 2. Okay, na? You know how I teach you. And I'll check now how you teach me now. Bolo. Click on new node. Okay. Type as slave 2. If you copy, will you learn anything? Then permanent agent. Create. Next. Number of executors. 2 or 3. Here. Slash temp. Label. Slave 2. Usage. Second one. Launch method. Second one. Host. Private IP. Do we need to create one more? Because it uses same PEM file, right? So can we use the same credentials also? Use it? No. Why? But can you create if required? Yes, sir. If it is different private key, then create one more, add one more here. And next here, non-verifying. And then save. You understand master slave? How to add it? So like this, how many slaves that you want to add, you can add the slaves here. And if you refresh it, what will happen now? So everything will come in sync. That is how master and slave should be configured. Easy? Online it is clear till here? Okay. Now what we do? Should we go and create a pipeline now? Should we go and create a pipeline? Right? And you should teach me here how to write the entire pipeline. So using git, maven compile, maven test, maven package, right? And then yesterday we have done the tomcat also, right? Should we integrate tomcat again? Yes, sir. We'll do. Right? We'll do. Okay. First, let us go and write a pipeline. So how to write a pipeline? New item, and then call it as CI/CD pipeline 1. Okay. So tomcat not done with pipeline. Tomcat not done with pipeline, huh? We'll do. Yeah, we'll do. Okay. Okay. So which one I go for here? Pipeline. Click on here. Okay. But you are able to understand, right? So tomcat we have done using the freestyle. Now you understood that. So I cannot make you fool, right? Nice, no? Because you are good in technical things, no? Good. Okay. Okay, see. So you all know all these options or not? So you know all these options. I'm not doing anything here. So let's go with directly what here? Pipeline script. Okay, so ready? Tell me. Pipeline. Okay. Next. Agent. Okay. Agent brackets label. Say that label, and then we call it as here slave 1. You understand now? This is all about master and slave. That's it. Okay. So set up the master and slave concept. So how to add the nodes, and then here in the pipeline you mention like this. If you put here, you can put agent any also. If you put agent any, what will happen? It will pick any of the node. So otherwise you can specifically mention here a label. Okay. Next, I think somewhere here also you can mention somewhere. Do not allow, do not. Build periodically, build remotely. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. What's the next step? So after that, what I need to do? Can we add slave 2 as well? One build how it will run on 2 slaves. Huh? Vivek? But you cannot slave 2 also here. Remove and then add. Your wish. But can you do both? No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. Next, what is that? Stages. Stage. Huh? Can I call it a checkout? Checkout meaning what? Cloning from GitHub. Very good. Calling from GitHub. And then here. Okay. Next. Steps. Here, what we do? Get, and we need to give the URL. Okay. Give the URL. Okay. Next. Yes, you can put some parameter there. You can add. Not. Yeah. So what is that? After steps, what we need to do? Next one is. Tell me how. Stage in brackets, and then here build. Build is that what? Compile, right? What we have? Compile. Okay, so I call it as compile. Next. Next. Steps. Next. Here sh mvn compile. Next. Next maven stage, and then I call it here test. Steps sh and then mbn test. Carefully, if you divert also, that flower package will go. So next, under the stage. Next, one more stage. Next, here artifacts. Steps. Here sh maven clean package. Okay, and then what is the next step? What we have? Deployment, right? Deploy. Do you have any steps? And then here, what we do? Echo deployment completed. But actually, what code should get here? Tomcat code. What should code get? Tomcat code. So first we will do this, and then slowly we'll integrate. Okay, we'll integrate Tomcat. Let's do. First, should we? It's clear. Okay. So should we save it and then run? Build now. Oi. Okay, so let it complete. I'll show you. So what is doing? Is downloading the packages or not? Will it success? So if you come all the way up, you see this here running on slave one, right? So did it run on the master? No. If you want to run on slave two also, you can run it. You understand? That is master slave concept. Is it clear? Okay. Online, this is clear master slave concept. Online, clear, please. Confusion. Huh? Where? Okay, there is a question, confusion for Nayan. Let's see, is that real confusion or not? So why we put private keys to slave, not public key? Let's get your AWS topic. Nayan, okay, by the way, Nayan, you are my AWS student before? If it is yes, Nayan, come on. What is key pair? Combination of public key and then private key. Nayan, tell me, what is key pair? What is key pair? Combination of public key and private key. And then what is the key pair extension? Dot pem. What is the key pair extension? Dot pem. Now tell me, dot pem is a public key or private key? Private key. Who has public key? Who has public key? AWS has public key. We have private key. So what we need to submit? Public or private? Ayan, you understood now? Okay. Suppose in real time 100 slaves are there. We need to mention one by one slaves in pipeline. By the way, 100 slaves will not be there for sure. Dinesh. Okay. Maximum how many slaves will be there? Maximum 10 is also, but yes, Kalyani said no, you can put agent any, then it will add the complete nodes. And then if you put agent any, it will pick up any node. But in real time, mostly maximum 4, 5, max to max. I didn't saw even 10. No. Okay, fine. Nayan, your question got answered, no? Dinesh, your question also got answered, right? Nice, good. Okay, so that is about master and slave topic. That's completed. Next, now let's move to another important topic. Okay, you tell me, should I go with the sonar cube or should I go with the tomcat? Tell me. Tomcat, huh? Okay. Now you guys are becoming smarter. So you say, sir, you know better. Yes. See, I know I took the class in the morning session. So there are so many US people, or there are those so many people didn't join. So if I take a sonar cube, which is completely new topic, which might be difficult for them to understand. So what I do is let us integrate Tomcat, which already we have learned. Good decision? Yes or no? So let us, because is for US people, it's very late probably now, so they cannot even join. So those who have not took the recordings, they will miss the sonar cube, which is very bad. So what we do, let's go with the Tomcat. Okay. Okay. So configure. Now you know how to set up the tomcat, yes or no? You know how to set up the tomcat. So here, what we did the checkout, we compiled, we tested, we artifact, and then what we hear here, deploy. So, but I have put a dummy thing here called echo deployment complement. But actually here, what should I get? Tomcat related script, I should get it here, right? So what we need to do now, we need to integrate the tomcat. So how to integrate the tomcat? So first of all, we need to launch a separate EC2 instance and set up the tomcat there. Yes or no? Set up the tomcat there. And then once you set up the tomcat, what is the plugin that we need to install? What's the plugin we installed yesterday? What was the plugin? Deploy to container. Say that. Guys, in real time, they'll ask this plugins also in interview, right? So which is the plugin that you use to set up the tomcat? You should say deploy to container. So once you set up deploy to container, install the plugins, and then what we do is we will write the code here for the tomcat. And then we will run the build, and automatically our application will be hosted inside the tomcat. Should we do this task? Okay, ready? So what we do first, we will go and launch EC2 instance. So I'll go with the launch more like this. Do you see, guys, how I'm integrating things? 730, no? Okay, they're all fine. And do you remember how did we install the tomcat? Steps. We install step, but here, if you remember the steps, is it possible to remember the steps? Remember, installations, you no need to buy out or remember. So probably go for the script that what we have. Okay, do you see this here, everyone? Tomcat setup is there. So what we did, first we launched a Linux EC2 instance, and what we did, we downloaded, first we installed the Java. What we installed? Java. After that, what we did, we downloaded the Tomcat. We downloaded the Tomcat. So, and then what we extracted the tar file. And then what we did, we went into the conf, and then we have added a user. We have added a user. After that, we went into this meta-inf and context.xml, and we have removed that IP address related. Otherwise, you need to mention the IP address. Otherwise, just ignore it. And simply what we did, started. So we need to redo this again manually. I showed you how to install it manually. But now let's go to automation. So here also we have the same script here, right? So simply whatever that we have done is just automated. What it does, we have installed the Java. We have installed what done here? Java, and we have downloaded Tomcat, duplicate, and then we have extracted. And then here we need to add those 3 lines. No, I don't show now. We need to add that 3 lines. But manually we go to that directory and VI and then open, and then we copy paste and we added it. But through script we need to add this. So what is the Linux command that we use here? Which command? Remember, in Linux we use sed command, SED. Practice nahi kare? Huh? Oh, you missed the Linux classes. Okay. Remember SED we did? Nahi? Yeah, nahi hai? Okay, anyways, so go back and then look at it. So we have a streamline editor. Okay, right, Subhashu, Gurtunda. Right, so streamline editor we use. So using that SCD command, what we do is we will using that SCD command, what we can do now in the file, we can add the files, we can remove the files, we can change the files, we can change anything. You can do it using SCD. So what we did in this particular file, SCD-I, in this 56 number or column or row. So what we do, we are adding this thing inside this particular tomcat-users. You're getting it? Okay. Now see, SCD-I, which row? 56 row, and we are adding this small command, not command, role manager event. In which directory? Inside this directory, in the conf, and which file? This file. Similarly, how many lines we added yesterday? 3 lines. So here 56, 57, 58, we have added the 3 lines, right? And after that, what we do? We went inside this Tomcat users, and then we have added this 3 lines. There are Tomcat users also we have added here. Username Tomcat, and then we have deleted these lines 56D, and then 21D, and then 22D. Remember, we deleted a couple of lines here in context.xml. Yes, and then we have started the Tomcat. So whatever that we have done, yet is constant, Sumalika. So whatever we have done in yesterday's class manually, what we are doing, we are automating it using what command on here? SCD. SCD also why we used, because we need to change some files inside, change some lines inside the file. That's why we use SCD. So the only difference here is here. What is the Tomcat version that we have downloaded? Latest version here 10.1.34. But the script has what here? 10.1.33. So it is in a lot of places 33s are there or not? What I need to do now? Replace. What I need to do? Replace. No, this is in different in context.xml. Which one? 56D. So Tomcat users. Huh? Hold on. So this way Tomcat users we have done, and then we went inside this, and then 59 we have added Tomcat users. 56D. So what is that 56D? We'll go and see now. We'll go and see now first. Let us install first. Okay. So basically, this hyphen, actually this line is not required actually. Actually, these 2 lines are not required at all. Correct? These 2, because we have done manually, these 2 lines not required, right? So these 2 are not required. So just directly go for this. Okay. Let's run and see what it shows. So what we do, simply copy it. And before that, what we do? We need to log in or not? So let's go to instances. Tomcat public, and then EC2 hyphen user. Okay, landing command. Okay, and then what we do? Tomcat.sh. So copy this and then paste it. So, but do you see this here? What is the username? Username Tomcat. What's the password? Root 123456. But here, what is the version that we are downloading here? 33. But I need to replace all 33 to 34. So what's the command that we use for that? Remember, we have learned this. Sed only. Was that here? Sed -i. See this here, set-i. So instead of here 33 and replace to what? 34. In which file? You can do like this also. Go to Notepad, Control F, 33 to 34 replace. That also fine. But here we are using Linux, right? That's why I'm using Linux. So now I do tomcat sh. Now everything got changed to 34 now. Now let us run this file. sh tomcat.sh. Let's see. If it is any error, it shows. Nayan, yes, correct. It worked. Okay. But you asked right? Let's go here to ls cd apache. Where is that? Conf, right? Cd conf. Yes. Cat. Which one is it? Tomcat users dot xml. So the end is here. What? Only this added. So those lines are not required, right? So because here what we have, so these three got added, right? So 1, 2, all these three got added. These three understood, no? All these three got added. So and then okay, this fourth / tomcat users got also added here. Do you see? Okay, and then do you see this here? 56D. So 56D is not, so it got deleted already if it is something. But what you can do is you can just manually try to do is find out what is that 56D. If it is required, keep it, otherwise delete it. Okay, so now Tomcat is installed. Let's move to our main topic. So how do it? So copy this and then colon 8080. Okay, now click on where? Manager app, and then here Tomcat code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So do we have any our application here? No. So now what we need to do? Through Jenkins, we need to deploy. So how to do that? Let's see. So guys, in our previous classes using freestyle, we have done this. But now we need to do through pipeline. How do we do it? First of all, what we need to install? Plugins we need to install. What we need to do? Plugin. Let's install where? Manage Jenkins. Plugins. And what's that plugin? Deploy to container. Install. And remember, it's always good to restart it whenever you install any plugin. It's not mandatory, but there are few plugins which are important to install and restart it. Okay, because the new features related to the plugin will not be available in Jenkins. Because how many times you refresh also that whatever required parameter, it will not be shown. So if you restart it, then it will be good for you. But in real time, will you restart it just like this? Lot of builds will be running in the backend, so you should not restart it, right? And by the way, you don't get option also to install the plugins on Jenkins. It needs to follow the entire process, approval process. Okay, we install the plugin now. And what we need to do? Go to our pipeline. Which pipeline? CI/CD pipeline, and go to which one? Configure. And there we need to write the code. Do you know the code? Do you know the code? What we need to do? Google karo, paste karo. But generally people will do like that. But what I do is for you, I'll use pipeline syntax. Let us try to get that code automatically instead of searching it. So what I do, click on the pipeline syntax. And then here, there is something that, and what is this pipeline syntax? Pipeline syntax meaning, as the name clearly says, it will give the syntax for this particular pipeline in that particular, for the particular plugin. So tell me here, which is the plugin that I need to select? Wow, super. Very good. Which one you need to select here? Deploy var here to container. Okay. So here, tell me, what is the var file that we need to deploy? Excellent. What's that? Star slash star dot var. Yes or no? What is the contest path? Anything. You can put anything. I call it as here my app, or you can call it as Hotstar, or you can call it as anything. Your wish. Next, we need to add a container. So which one? Tomcat. Fantastic. Tomcat 9. So this Tomcat 9 need to be authenticated or not? So what we need to do? Add a okay. So if you get these kind of errors like this, what we need to do is, you know how to create credentials? How? Go to manage Jenkins. Credentials are there. Did I show you yesterday? No, huh? Okay, let's do one thing. So this is just a generating it. Close this, right? And then what we do, go to the dashboard. No problem. See, go to manage Jenkins. And then here we have what credentials. What we have? Credentials. So we can create the credentials there, and then we can use that credentials in there. Okay. So because this is a bug in Jenkins, sometimes when you click on add, the action will not come. I saw this many times, right? So what we do is manually, let's go and create a credentials. So can I zoom? Okay. Do you remember EC2 credentials we already created before? So now let us go and create our own credentials. How? Click on system or global. Anything is fine. Click on it. And do you see here? Add credentials. Do you see here? Add credentials. Now you tell me here, which one I need to select? Username and password. Are we logging to the machine? We are deploying to Tomcat, right? So for that, which one you use? Username and password. Select the username and what's the username? Tomcat. What's the password? Root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I call it as Tomcat creds. And description also I'll give. Click on. You know, this is very, very important. Many times in Jenkins, we'll go and create a credentials like this. Everyone understood how to create credentials? Now let's go to pipeline script and select this Tomcat creds there. Okay. So now let's go to dashboard, where? Our pipeline and then configure. Okay. Come down and click on where? Pipeline syntax. In pipeline syntax, which one we need to select? Deploy, and then here star slash star dot var. Context part map. Add container. Which one? Now we got select. What's the Tomcat URL? Copy this. Paste it. Remove this. Yeah. Okay. Clear? And what is it in advance? Manager not required. Another container not required. We added the container. So have you provided all the detailed information? So if you don't know, yes, correct. If you don't know how to write that script in the pipeline. So you use which one here? Jenkins pipeline syntax. So use this and click on here what? Generate pipeline script. And do you see this here? Okay. So what do you do? Take it, copy nicely, and here go to deploy. And what I do? Where should I paste? Remove echo and then paste it. Okay, na? Understood how to generate? Let's see if we get any errors or not. Okay, click on save. And what we do? Build. Let's see. Any Bluetooth? Where it is running? Slave 1. So do we have any my app here? Let's see. Oh, build is success. If I see here, refresh my app, and then there we go. Understood? So now do you all understood how to deploy in Tomcat using Jenkins pipelines? Clear? Understood? So I showed you with the freestyle also, and I showed you with the pipeline. But remember, we will not be going for the freestyle anymore. We'll be using only what? Pipelines for the entire DevOps things. I'll stop it here. Actually, I thought to cover Sonar also, but purposely I'm stopping it here. But what I want is, please complete all your practicals till here. And on Monday, what we do, we go with the Sonar Cube and integrate the Sonar Cube. We'll work only on Sonar Cube. If required, you can integrate Tomcat. Set up a Tomcat and then integrate. And then OWASP is also there to integrate. And Sonar quality gates also. Sonar quality gates, everything is same. So OWASP also same, but it will take a lot of time to download all the plugins. I'll give the script. You run it, wait for half an hour and complete it. But I cannot use that here in my class because it will take a lot of time, OWASP. Okay. And then in next class, we'll integrate Sonar Cube. We'll install Sonar in one of the server, how we set up the Tomcat. Similar way, we'll set up the Sonar and then integrate the Sonar here. And then I showed you, I showed you artifacts in S3, where in freestyle. Through pipeline also, I'll show S3. And through pipeline also, I'll show how to store in Nexus. So Jenkins, and then Sonar Cube, Nexus, OWASP, Tomcat will be completed. Okay. You understand the process, right? How we go? Super. Any questions? Any doubts? So what I do, I'll did I upload it? Anything yesterday? Uploaded, huh? Okay. So this one also I'll upload, but please don't go with the notepad. That is just for a documentation purpose. So try to do it by yourself, everything. And I'm telling you, tomorrow is Sunday. Please practice it. And Monday you should come and say, sir, everything we have completed. And you should write the pipelines with your hands. And the confidence level will be different. Okay, now? Sir, in the interview, how we will write the deploy command then? Don't write. They don't ask to write. Definitely they don't ask to write. And tomorrow I'll be generating S3 command. It will be this much big command. You get it, pipeline script, right? So no one remember all this. I also don't remember. So do I remember this this one? Huh? I don't remember. So what do you do? I just use either pipeline script also you generate it. If sometimes pipeline script is not working, it's not supporting, then search in the Google and copy paste that script. This is how we do it. I told whatever we do, I'm telling you. Okay. Yes, rest all the skeleton you can set up and then you can do it. You can explain Vivek. Okay. And evening there is no class. The next class will be on Monday. Okay. Can you give the final CC for today, please? Guys, everyone, I'm saying practice is important. Practice, practice, practice. AWS is different and this is completely different. Without practice, DevOps, you don't get it all. Okay. So that is all for today. Let's connect on Monday with the next topic. Until then, take care. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.